Yeah, just bringing that circular movement to the hips. Being nice and engaged in the hands from the get-go. Changing direction. And then coming back to center. Bring the knees a little wider, big toes touching. And then as you exhale, we're going to sit back onto the heels. And as you inhale, make your way back up. Continue the inhale as you lower the hips, open the chest forwards, lift the feet off the mat, soles of feet together if it works. And then exhale. Back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Just do one more in your own breath rhythm. Just linking it to the breath. So make sure you get your full inhale, full exhale. Finishing off in child's pose. As you're in child's pose, just relaxing the shoulders, the elbows, the face, softening in between the hips. Now on your next inhale, you want to keep the head on the floor. We're going to lift the buttocks so that we move the pressure from the forehead to the hairline, to the top of the head, maybe all the way to the back. Giving the top of the head, the scalp, a little bit of a massage. Exhale to come back down. Let's do a couple more times. And as you exhale, come back into your child's pose, taking a deep inhale through the nose. And sighing it out through the mouth. Now next inhale, making your way up onto all fours again. I'm going to start by placing the left foot to the front of the mat. Now grab hold of your blocks. Place them on the second level or the third. And then shuffle the right knee a little further back. Getting into that right hip, lowering pelvic floor a bit. Maybe making a few movements here as you get a bit of openness there. Now from here, you're going to place the left hand on the left knee. And then slightly engage your core as you lift up, bringing the right arm to the ceiling into a crescent lunge. Let's soften that right shoulder away from the ear. And then drop a little deeper, but not collapse into your lower back. So make sure you have a slight pull of the belly button towards the spine to engage your core. Then we're going to bring the left hand to the back of the right thigh or on the outside of the right thigh. Now as you breathe, inhale, lengthen along that whole right side. And as you exhale, maybe leaning over a bit more. And the next exhale, we're going to lower that right hand to the floor, tuck the right toes, lift the knee off the mat, then inhale the left arm to the ceiling. Push out through that right heel. Then exhale, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale down. Inhale, the left arm up. And exhale down. And from here, stepping the left knee next to the right. Wiggle hips a bit from side to side. And then we're going to keep the left hand, the left knee, and the right heel on one line. Bring the left foot out behind. So just check on your mat. Make sure the left hand, left knee, the right foot, right heel are on one line. Now put some weight on the outside of the right foot. Now if you struggle with the balance, bring the left foot out behind you. That's going to help with your balance, bringing the right arm to the ceiling. So if you can tuck the tailbone, push the hips forwards. Now if you want to challenge your balance a little bit, you can bring that left foot in on the same line, reaching between the shoulders. I'm going to bring that left foot out behind again. And if it's okay, lifting that right foot off. Taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, lowering the right hand, the right foot, coming back onto all fours. Just a few gentle movements. Soften that side. And then next inhale, bring the right foot to the front. I'm going to shuffle that left knee a little further back. Find that length, that opening. Engaging the core. If you want to make some movements into this shape, just softening the pelvic floor, the hip. Now we're going to bring that right hand onto the right knee. And then engage your core as you push up into a low lunge. As you inhale, come into a crescent lunge by bringing the left arm to the ceiling. Soften that left shoulder back and down. Tuck the tailbone. And then bring the right hand to the left back thigh or on the outside of the left thigh. Inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, leaning over to the right. Big, juicy belly breaths. And exhale to release, lower the left hand to the floor. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee off the floor. And then bring the right arm to the ceiling on the inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. Find your core as you inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Lowering the knees, stepping the right knee next to the left. A few movements here before you set yourself up on the other side. So now we want the right hand, the right knee, and the left heel be on one line. You can start with bringing the right foot out behind for support. Now engage that left leg by pushing some weight on the outside of the foot. And when you're ready, inhale, left arm to the ceiling. If your buttocks are out behind you, see if you can push the hips forward. Soften that left shoulder towards the ceiling. Big, juicy breaths. If you want to challenge your balance, you can bring that right foot in onto the line. Just notice what your balance is like on this side. It's often different from side to side. Bring that right foot out behind again. Engage your core. Inhale as you lift the left foot off the floor. And then exhale. Bring it back down. Beautiful. Coming up to all fours. Tap the toes. And then lift the knees. Push yourself back into your first down dog. Just walking it out, this first one. some movement into the calves, the hamstrings. Might come into stillness, but then on your next inhale, lifting the heels off the mat, coming onto your tippy toes, engaging the legs, strong through the arms. Exhale to lower the heels back down. Soften the head. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. And walk the hands back towards the feet. You can either keep the legs straight or bend the knees. As you drop the head towards the floor, relax the hands. If the hands can reach the mat, maybe bring the back of the hands onto the mat. If you can't reach, just let them hang. Gently nodding the head, yes. Shaking the head now. Like we're pull the opposite elbows. So you're creating a little bit of extra weight to pull the torso down. And then on your next inhale, we're going to swing over to the right side, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Exhale back to center. And then inhale, as you roll over to the left, bend the left knee straight and the right. Pull the right kneecap up. Exhale back to center. Release the hands. Next inhale, drawing yourself up one vertebra at a time. Arms relaxed. Once you're up, closing down the eyes, softening the face, allowing the arms, the hands, the shoulders to soften and relax, grounding through the soles of the feet. Just take a moment here where you become aware of any sensations in the body, what parts are sort of making themselves known, what the sensations feel like. What does it feel like when energy starts to shift and move for you? Now take a deep inhale through the nose as you lift the shoulders to the ears. And then holding the breath. And then exhale through the mouth, dropping the shoulders. Opening the eyes, walking to the front. Loosening up, getting things up. That's good. We're going to move into flow rounds or sun salutes. So find your foot stand, and then when you're ready, inhale to draw your attention upwards, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, slightly engage your core to come into your forward fold. Nice, juicy exhale. Dropping the head, inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, stepping the feet to the back of the mat into your plank pose, finding your core. For the first one, just lower the knees. Make sure you tuck the tailbone, core engage as you come all the way down. Elbows tucked into the side of the rib cage. And then inhale, push the top of the feet into mat as you lift the torso off the floor. Exhale, tuck the toes. Find your core to push back into your Ardha Mukha down dog. 3 breaths here. You might not feel like it when you're in a down dog, but it's a really energizing, energy boosting pose. See if you can really stay connected with your breath. Deep inhale, expanding the entire torso, front and back. Exhale, grounding through the hands, the feet. Softening the face, and at the end of your next exhale, look forward between the hands, no breath as you step or walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to draw yourself all the way up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Release the hands. And then second round, inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale into your forward fold, slightly engaging your core. Inhale halfway. And as you exhale, you can step or jump into your plank pose, find your core. You can choose if your legs are straight on your chaturanga, if you want to lower the knees. If your legs are straight, make sure the core is sufficiently engaged. Inhale into your low cobra or your up dog. If you're doing up dog, make sure the thighs are off the floor. And as you exhale, push back. Adho Mukha down dog. 3 breaths. Nice and strong through the hands. Big, deep belly breaths. Open the shoulders away from the ears. End of your third exhale, look forward between hands. No breath as you step or walk to the front. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale to scoop it all up. Exhale, palms together, brushing past the heart space. Just as a reminder to keep that intention inwards. I'm going to do one last round. Inhale, so scoop it all up. Moving with attention. Exhale, forward fold. Being present in all the parts, not just one pose then the next, but also in between. Halfway lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping into your plank pose, finding your chaturanga. Elbows tucked in. Inhale, low cobra or up dog. Make sure you engage your core properly when you push back into your down dog. 3 breaths. And once you've done your 3 breaths, you can come into your child's pose. Engaging the hands, the legs. I just have to just soften into this pause. Inhale. Let's see if you can just push the torso up. Now, if it's okay, tuck the toes, do the toes touching. Then bring the buttocks back to the heels. Just opening the soles of the feet. We're going to stay here for a bit, so you have the option of coming onto the knees in intervals and then coming back down if you need to. I inhale to bring the arms out in front, left arm under the right. Then bend the left, bend the right. Now, important, if you want the palms to touch, make sure you're not like this, because you just want them to touch. Then it's better to just have the back of the hands, right? Because what we want to try to aim is to be straight centered. So as you inhale, we're going to lift the elbows up. And as you exhale, we're going to push the hands away and then drop the shoulders. So you feel that stretch between the shoulder blades? Beautiful. So keep inhaling, lifting, exhaling, dropping. And then you can keep coming up and down if it becomes too strong in the soles of the feet. Just a couple more breaths, making each breath count. Inhale to lift. Exhale to drop. Soften the face, clench the teeth. And then next exhale, releasing the hands. Coming onto the knees just for a moment. Untuck those toes. They're not broken, are they? Then inhale. Open it all up. And then exhale, coming into hug again if you like. And then releasing the hands. Now you can choose to stay like this, tuck the toes, or just come to sit on the heels. So whatever felt delicious, going to bring that hands out in front. This time right under the left. And then the right, then the left. Now again, see if you can stay central. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Tuck the tailbone so your core is slightly engaged. As you exhale, push the hands away and then drop the shoulders. Bring the chin to the chest. Breathing in some space between the shoulder blades. Keep breathing. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen the pose. Just a couple more breaths. Now you're in the breath, or is the mind taking over, wondering when you can get out of this? Once you've done your two, releasing the hands. Beautiful, shaking it out, coming onto your knees again, untuck the toes. And then inhale, open. And then releasing back down. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to cross at the ankles, come to a seat. Bring the soles of feet together. Shuffle the buttocks a little closer. Now you can either hook the peace fingers around the big toes, or you can interlock the hands, hook them around, or cup the toes. Now see if you can find that length in the spine, but the softness in the shoulders. Maybe flap those leg wings a little bit, just getting into the hips, the groin. And then when you're ready, next inhale, lengthen along the spine. And then as you exhale, start leaning forwards. Maybe you want to lower the elbows to the inner thighs. And see if you can keep the chin to the chest, but soften the shoulders back and down. So we don't want to lift the shoulders, we want to drop them. Just checking with your breath, is it strained or does it flow nicely? So that will be a good indicator if you're pushing yourself too far in the pose. And the breath usually becomes a bit strained, a bit jagged. But if you're just allowing yourself to ease into the pose, the breath can stay even. Now inhale to bring yourself back up. Now I'm going to use the peace fingers. Put them around the big toes. Find that length. And then as you inhale, we're going to start straightening that right leg, either out in front or to the side, whichever one. Now, if you can't quite straighten or if it just comes up like that, that's fine as well. So if you don't collapse, but we lift, beautiful. We lift up and out. And exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, bring the left leg either out in front or to the side. Find that length. Like it needs to stay a little bit bent, that's okay. As long as you're breathing, the breath is more important than the aesthetics of the pose. Exhale. Beautiful. Now you can either do one leg at a time again, or you can lean backwards. Find your balance as you lift both feet up, and you can just stay there. Or you can start maybe bending them halfway, straightening. So wherever you're at, stay connected with your breath. Beautiful work. Nice, engaging your core. look like, you know, you do this all day long.
At work.
At work. And then lower the heels. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring the left leg out behind, setting ourselves up for pigeon pose. Here, that nice juicy hip opener. Everyone always has something to release from the hips. Doesn't matter how much work you do on the hips, there will always be more to be done. Now you can use a block if you like as support. If you need to do this on the back, you can as well. Particularly if you've got painful knees. You're alright? Staying here, shuffling maybe that left knee a little further back. Now I want you to take your right hand and then remove the flesh from the crease between the hip and the thigh, bringing it out to the side before you come down. A little bit of extra space. Now either resting your head on a block, or you can stack your fists on top of each other, or you can bring the head to the hands or the floor. Mainly see if you can find your center here. You're not leaning more to one side than the other. Just checking in that you're sufficiently relaxed in the shoulders and the neck. And then start breathing like we did at the beginning of the class. Deep, juicy belly breath starting from the belly, working its way all the way up. The torso, maybe you'll feel it at the back as well along the spine. So just a very expansive inhale. And as you exhale, you create a bit more space to soften into the pose. Now, if your hip is crying out, maybe you can breathe into the discomfort. Now that being said, if you need to come out of the pose, you are always welcome, you're always allowed. I want you to take one more deep inhale, directing it to that part of the body that's really talking the loudest to you in this pose. That's maybe the most challenging. And as you exhale, imagine you flush out any resistance, any impatience, any discomfort. Now with your next inhale, placing the palms of the hands on the mat to when gently, slowly start pushing yourself up. And place the right hand in the middle of the mat in front of you. Then we're going to bend that left knee, bring the heel towards you. Now if that's as far as you go, that's okay. Or you can reach that left hand behind. Now as you inhale, maybe give yourself a bit of a lift. And as you exhale, maybe pulling that foot a little closer, or maybe staying where you're at. So again, it's not about the aesthetics of the pose. Don't worry about the next person. Me at the front. We all have different bodies, different practices. So just allowing yourself to stay present to where you're at in this pose. Breathing in space. And then gently letting it go. Bringing that, hooking your hand under the right knee, left knee, bringing it forward. Bringing it on the outside of the right knee. Yeah, so over. So you're going to come into a bit of a twist. Now, if you find that you're sort of sitting a bit loop-sided here, you can straighten the right leg out in front. So your seat bones are equally balanced on the mat. Now to inhale, find the length. And bring the left hand behind. Inhale again to lengthen a bit more before you exhale to twist to the left side. You can keep the right hand there, or you can bring the right elbow on the outside of the right foot for a little bit of a deeper twist. If it's okay, just looking over your left shoulder. Just checking in, are you collapsing in your lower back? Staying with your breath. And then when you're ready to inhale next, turn the head to look forwards. And then the torso follows. Just a gentle counter twist before we come back to center. And we're going to bring the left knee out to the side, straighten the right leg out behind. Go into pigeon on the other side. And just give yourself time to transition, to come into the pose. Maybe shuffle that right knee a little further back. Maybe using a block. Before you come down, use the left hand to release, remove some of the flesh from between the hip and the thigh out to the side. And coming into your full pigeon pose. Now you can either rest your head on a block, or the hands. If you like, take a deep inhale, side up through the mouth. Allowing yourself to arrive in this pose. Not avoiding any discomfort. Soften the face, just allowing maybe the lips to slightly part, and just notice how that affects the muscles in your face. Big belly breaths, expanding from the belly all the way up into the chest on inhale. Now, the next inhale, I want you to breathe into the most challenged body part in this pose. Breathing, whether that's the hip, the thigh. Taking a really nice, long, juicy inhale. Imagine that inhale brings softness, space. And as you exhale, release any tension, resistance, discomfort. And then when you're ready, just bring the palms of the hands on either side of the knee. Gently, as you inhale, start pushing yourself back up. Now placing the left hand in the middle of the mat in front of you. And you can stay, or you can bend the right knee, bring the heel towards you. You can stay there, or you can reach out to grab hold, like you may or may not reach, doesn't matter. But the inhale creates length, and then the exhale deepens the pose. Now can you keep those deep belly breaths, or you breathing shallow? If you're breathing shallow, just back off a little bit. Gently release. Hook the hand under the right knee. Bring it forward and over and on the outside of your left knee. Find the center in this pose again. And bring the right hand behind. Inhale when you're ready to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, twisting to the right. And you can leave the hand as it is, or you can bring the left elbow on the outside. And just turning the head, looking over that right shoulder if it's okay. Just checking your lower back that it's not collapsed, but you're lifting up and out of the hips. Softening the face, particularly around the mouth, the eyes. And then inhale, running head forward. Allowing the upper body to follow. And as you exhale, just a gentle counter twist. Coming back to center, straightening both legs out in front. One heel in each corner, and then coming all the way down. Arms out to the side. Just noticing maybe the blood flushing back into the hips, the lower back. Can I get an audible breath from all of you? Like a real nice inhale, nice juicy sigh. Now we're going to bring the arms down by the side again. And then I'm going to bring the knees to the chest. Now palms facing down. Now there's a few options here. You can either grab hold of one of your blocks. Just have it handy. And then on your next inhale, push away from the hands and then bring the knees to the forehead. You can either bring a block back underneath your low back. It'll give you that support. Or you can bring the hands to the lower back and then lower the knees to the forehead, heels back to the buttocks. It's just a shoulder stand breath. Now just soften your throat here. Taking a deep inhale and then exhale. Next inhale, we're going to straighten the right leg to the ceiling. And then exhale the knee back to the forehead. Inhale, left leg to the ceiling. Exhale back. Inhale, both legs to the ceiling, coming into your shoulder stand. Tuck the tailbone, engage your legs, your feet. Then as you exhale, we're going to lower the right toes to the floor above the head. Inhale to bring it back up. Exhale, left leg. And see if you can soften the area between the shoulder blades and the neck back into the mat. Inhale up. Now you can either exhale the knees back to the forehead or either side of the head, or you can lower both feet to the floor above the head. Softening into whatever variation of the pose you're doing. You can keep the hands where they're at. You can lower them to the floor or bring them up top, grab hold of the toes. If you really want to stretch the back of the body even more, you can push the heels away, bring the toes closer to your head. Chin to the chest. And then gradually on your next exhale, start bringing the knees back to the chest and engage your core as you start rolling down, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone, the last thing to touch the floor. And then bring the heels to the buttocks. Just hold on to the knees for a few moments. Engage the hands there. Just allowing it all to just marinate in the pelvic floor, the hips, the lower back. Maybe you want to massage the lower back by circling the knees, very slowly coming out of this shoulder stand, this inversion. And then changing direction. Maybe can you notice how the lower back starting to give a little, gradually adjusting out of the pose, lowering the feet to the floor, and bring the knees in together, heels slightly out. And just notice where you feel the remnants of the pose. Is it the lower back? Is it further up the back? Is it the hips, the thighs? Just taking a few deeper inhales, exhales. Now, when you're ready, just grab hold of your block and then slightly engage your core as you tuck the tailbone, lift the hips up, slide the block underneath your sacrum or just the top of your buttocks. Staying there for a bit. Maybe bringing the arms out to the side or overhead, or maybe you just want them to rest on the belly. Again, whatever feels comfortable. Now you can stay like this, or you can straighten one leg, then the other. Just bring them wide apart again, like heels in opposite corners of the mat. If you need to adjust once you're there, make sure your tailbone's tucked so we're not compromising the lower back. We're just getting a nice counter posterior inversion, opening the hips again. Now you're ready. Bend the knees again, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And very slowly lifting the hips as we engage your core, sliding the block back out. Just staying there for a few breaths, neutral spine. And then when you're ready, you can either bring the knees to the chest or come into a happy baby. Or maybe just circle the knees and massage your lower back. Just give yourself what you need. And then start to set yourself up for Shavasana. If you want to bring yourself against the wall with your legs up the wall, you can do that. If not, just use a block to have the legs up. Just make sure you put extra layers on. Managed to get your snakes for the door. I managed to get some snakes for the door.
Love a snake.
I love a good snake.
Yep.
Now, if you've got your legs up, just give yourself a few pointers, flexes, just to help aid fluid release down the legs. Maybe circle the ankles, releasing them from a day on your feet perhaps, or a day without movement. And then when you're ready, engage the legs, push the heels towards the ceiling, toes back towards you. Hold that breath as you inhale. Engage, 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 squeeze. And then as you exhale, relaxing all the muscles. Once you've come to full stillness, if you feel like it, just taking another deep cleansing breath. Just taking a few deeper breaths in your time. Gradually bringing some movements to the fingers, to the toes. Your legs are up, just bending the knees back to the chest or out to the side. If you're straight on your back, maybe you feel like stretching or pulling the knees to the chest. And everyone in your own time, just rolling onto your right side. Just resting there, just for a little bit. Allowing for release in the legs, particularly if they were up. And slowly just coming up to a comfortable meditation state. Closing down the eyes when you're ready. Just imagine that you're gazing internally down into the heart space. The yogis say it's the seat of the soul. Just connecting with that spiritual, that subtle energy. Sometimes you hear people, or in general, it's being said that we have a soul. We don't have a soul, we have a body. We are a soul, we have a body. The body that you're in. So the vehicle for the soul, the true essence. The body is allowing you to experience this world through your senses. So placing one hand on the heart. Just taking a deep inhale, long exhale. Maybe you can cultivate some gratitude for this body that you're in. The body allowing you to have these material experiences. engaging with the outside world, with other people. And the more connected you are inwards to your true essence, the more you can connect with everyone that you meet on your way. A little deeper, watching beyond or seeing beyond the shape, form, the gender, and seeing that we're all essentially a spark of the same spiritual energy. Now bringing the palms together and gently bowing the head comes to the third eye. Namaste. Thank you, beautiful spirit soul. Have a great evening.